So excuse me? Yes? I think you dropped this?
Oh. Thank you. It must have fallen out of my pocket. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So sweet.
What a sweet kid.
I know. It's too bad he won't stay that way.
Why do you say that?
You know. I mean, eventually he's going to grow up and he'll probably be the one pickpocketing someone for $20 and eventually end up in jail.
Is that before or after he joins a gang?
You know, I wish black boys wouldn't be so lazy. If they would just stay in school, they might learn to become good, decent citizens.
Well, let's just hope he isn't still hanging out in our park in a couple of years. I'd really hate to see this place overcome by gangs.
I don't think you have to worry about that. It was probably just a once-off visit. Anyway, now that you have your money back, you can treat me to a smoothie.
Oh, yeah. Jamba?
As a black boy living in America, we're often faced with obstacles, inherited struggles, and negative stereotypes that challenges us on a day-to-day basis. We endure such labels as being angry, being aggressive, cognitively inadequate, and only as valuable as our athletic or our artistic ceiling. When in actuality, we are composed of so much more. Unfortunately, in life we are often judged by what's on the outside and even what's on a piece of paper. For instance, African American boys make up the highest demographic in our juvenile justice system here in the United States. Also, they are disproportionately represented in our school special education system, often labeled as having a specific learning disability or emotional behavior disorder. And when it comes to school discipline, black boys have the highest rate of being suspended in out-of-school suspensions. In this documentary, we will authentically highlight what it is and what it means to be living as a black boy.
Be taught.
I'm a really strong kid. I'm a forgiving person. I try to be somebody else when I'm sad, but I can't. So I pretend that I'm sad so no one else can, hurt me.
Like, they was like, don't be that black boy. I'm like, I was just getting mad. I was gonna go tell my auntie or somebody on her.
I grew up in the South Central area. They don't play in South Central, and you get mistaken for a gangbanger, especially nowadays because of the ages and people be everybody gangbang now. It makes me think that, oh, this person even gangbang, and I don't gangbang. And I live over here, and there's a lot of people dying, and that makes me feel like I'm going to be next.
I had a good childhood, I would say, right here. What used to be called South Central Los Angeles, right here in the area of 91st and Budlong, right here by Sunnyside Baptist Church. I became a detective supervisor working for the Los Angeles Police Department for 32 and a half years with numerous different job titles, but I was a supervisor for the narcotic unit for about 18 years.
Because I think the world has a certain, view of black males and who they are without actually getting to know them on a personal level. So I think the world just doesn't have a lot of understanding for black men and what they've been through and why they may react the way that they, react to certain situations.
Another crying mother. They done killed another brother. Another black man gone. Gotta sing in another sad song.
Like, some of my friends have died, like 3. It was probably like a month ago, last year. It hurt me, when I first heard about it, like, it hurt all of us. Like, everybody know, like, he wasn't, like, his mother died already. Like, it was just sad. Like, anybody he knew, like, he was a cool dude. Like, he wasn't, like, he didn't mess with people. Yeah, like, a lot of people be dying.
I don't like white police officers because they mean and they look ugly. They take people to jail because they doing too much and they act like they're a criminal. But if they be bad, they will go to jail.
I don't know why it's not fair for us black males, but I don't think it's fair for us or women.
Cause it's still racism and recently, like when a white man rushed in the Capitol, like it was no guards there. But like if like black people rushed in, like only 4 people died, like there. I'm not saying more people should have died, but like it would have been like a lot way more people dying if it was black people.
Being black, that means I go to jail because black people go to jail. Why do black people go to jail? I don't know.
Let me be straight. When I was growing up, I didn't like the police. Okay, the police in this area, this was at that time Lenox sheriffs, and I mean, maybe it was because there was a overall perception that the police were not our friends. Okay, I didn't see police in this neighborhood doing anything that made me feel like they were my friends.
I personally don't like them. They just like, I can't cuss out.
You can say whatever you want.
They like, I don't know, they just major assholes. That's it. That's all I got to say.
Well, first of all, I've heard people say they've never seen racism on the job. I've heard people say, you know, everything that they've done on the job is, you know, equal and that kind of, I can't say that. I have seen racism on the job. I've seen racism before the job, so it wasn't new to me. I knew what racism was. And I would have to say that knowing what it is the thing that makes me know when it's coming and how I have to fight to prevail in a situation.
When you're living somewhere and there's drive-by shootings all the time, you're gonna have PTSD for sure. It could, you know, more than likely be, you know, contributed to the environment that they live in, you know, the way that they grow up, being exposed to so many things, you know, violence, drugs, all of those sorts of things. So, I mean, they experience a lot young, gangs, you know, they just have to watch out for a lot. You know, a lot of anxiety, quick to react, you know, so very impulsive. It could, you know, it could be sadness, it could be anger, but that could come under, so many things could fall under that anger, you know, so they can display it in different ways, you know. Lack of great communication skills or positive communication skills, you know, with peers and with others, and fear police, you know, authority type situations, you know, they react there, or they just don't like authority, which could be considered conduct disorder or as a youth oppositional defiance, but, you know, it just depends.
What comes to mind when you think of the police?
I want to be one. I want to hold a gun so I could catch bad guys.
So what do you think of when you think of gangs?
I like them
Why do you like them?
because they got guns.
But I thought you said police have guns too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to be a police officer. I don't want to be a gangbanger.
You don't want to be a gangbanger?
I do.
You do want to be a gangbanger? I think you should just stick with the police officer, okay?
I stick with the gangbanger.
We'll work on that. All right?
Cause like, I got something better to do in my life. I could do that, but no. Different things, like I could be a doctor, I could be a therapist, I could be a football player, I could be an NBA player, different things.
I want to learn how to be. I want to learn how to be a producer in the music industries and stuff. I want to learn how to make beats and stuff.
People say I couldn't rap. I can rap, and people say I couldn't. But I motivated, that motivated me basically. The hate motivated me.
The system is broken, definitely. The system is definitely broken. It's a lot of things that need to be reviewed, looked at, revised, and just redone altogether, because a lot of things just don't make sense with the system.
Here at the center, we offer a variety of enrichment classes that focuses, one, on the social emotional development of each individual that's a part of the program. We offer sports and fitness programs that focuses on their health and their wellness. We also have a plethora of mentors that come in and show positive role models to each of these individuals. And lastly, we have career development opportunities that focuses primarily on the film and the media industry. Not only do we provide these enrichment programs, we also have field trips that we are here exposing the individuals to different things that they might not have seen within their own community. And ultimately, we offer inspiration and hope to a generation that needs it so desperately.
I like the program because they are nice. I play tic-tac-toe. I learned how to work a camera.
That you guys are cool. You guys always forgive. You give us things, pizza, soda, the game. I mean, everything we really want. You gave Tyler some slime. She wanted slime, you got it for her. I mean, you did something for me, Jose, and Luis, even though Luis didn't come. That's what's so special about this church. You guys are giving. I don't know, the feeling of holding a camera, recording something, I don't know. The way when you look at it and you edit it and you realize I did this, and then of course you upload it, look at that, I did that, and then you feel good about it. I think that's what I want to feel, that feeling of I did this.
My favorite thing is probably the production, the filming, and it made me feel professional. It made me feel like I'm getting somewhere in life.
Now, if it takes someone like me to tell y'all that what we need to really do is get some programs for us. Programs like what we do. We're moving some drapes around. We're setting up a stage. We're building something. We are fixing on cars. We're building houses. We're doing carpentry. We're doing plumbing, electricity. We're doing something industrial, like it was back in the day, something industrial. But nowadays, everything is technologically. If that was the truth with technology, and everybody's going to college because of the technology industry, why are so many kids having problems with Zoom? There was a white boy in the neighborhood who came to our neighborhood. He had a program called Direction Sports, and his name was Tully N. Brown. Now, Direction Sports was a program that he had founded because for Mr. Brown, he was a white boy and he got robbed in Compton. And when he went to court and they wanted to put these black boys in jail, Mr. Brown begged the court not to jail them or not to put them in juvenile for robbing him at gunpoint. And I don't know what happened with that, but he developed this program, Direction Sports, to help young black boys or young black folk within the neighborhoods so they wouldn't go out and do those kind of things that had happened with him with these boys.
My family loves me. And everybody in your family are not good people. Trust me, I've had family members that have gone to jail. I've had family members that probably should be in jail, but I would say that I've always been treated fair from them, but I've always treated them fair. And that same respect doesn't have to be just because I'm a family member. If they knew a police officer like they knew me, and that went both ways, the trust would be there. But that's not the kind of communication that generally goes on in this neighborhood. Look here, police officers are humans. All of them want to survive. The ones who are bad were bad before they became police officers, and there's not much you're gonna do to change them inside. But that is such a minority. The people I knew, I mean, there were 10,000 officers working for the department when I was working for the department. And the ones that you hear about, you heard about because they made news, but you never really hear about all the good deeds that gets done. But police officers are people, and the goal of every officer every day is to make it home back to their family.
Social workers need to be better trained with what they're doing. And that's not to say, because I get it, I know that they have a lot of kids on their cases, and it's, you know, it can be very overwhelming. I work in a field that can be very overwhelming, so that I do get. But when we're talking about kids, it's always supposed to be in the best interest of the child, and sometimes that's not always the primary goal. It needs to be a lot more understanding for foster parents and resource parents, because we're kind of like the black sheep of the foster care system. Like, nobody cares, like, seriously. You get kids 7 and 8 years old and they've been in 10 foster homes. Why? You know, I always said it needs to be like a board of directors, and foster parents and caregivers and resource parents need to sit on this board, and not just social workers and the people that work in the system. The foster parents, we're at the, you know, on the front line. We need to be involved in these type of meetings because we're living with these children, you know, so we have a direct, you know, connect and experience to what's going on as far as the kids. The funding it's not good, you know, it's mediocre at best. Yeah, the lack of support, you know, again, for everybody that's involved. Like, it's a whole unit, and if one piece of the unit is broke, then the unit is broke, period.
I'm cool.
22. Okay. I see myself with a job and a wife.
And a wife?
Yeah.
I think there should be more parks in this neighborhood and more recreation for the kids in the neighborhood. I mean, not just have a park, but have a park that has, you know, something that the kids can join. You know, especially the younger kids who haven't been introduced to sports yet, you know, introduce them. But for the most part, I can't say that this particular area has bloomed into something way better than it was in 1968. So it needs to be some serious retrospect for this neighborhood, where you look back and see what it is and see what it can be, and start putting something into this community that will help the people, you know, do better. Like I said, I was raised by a village around here.
Instead of the city killing our kids, they ought to start paying them, give them some jobs. They have enough money to have a job program, a summer youth employment program. Where's that? So I'm saying economically, that's what I think the problem is with our young black males. There's a whole lot of problems, but if we start with economics to empower them and give them a vision and give them some hope and give them some responsibility, we might make a change.
The work that we're doing here at the center is work that is real and work that is necessary. And moving forward, we're looking to have comprehensive collaboration with both local government, local school systems, local churches, as well as community programs. We're also looking to have corporate partnerships so that we can gain additional funding, so that we can staff more mentors, as well as accommodate more students in our program. Lastly, we need the effort and compassion of the individuals to have the belief, the hope, and the faith that these young Black boys could grow to become positive contributions to our society.